All right, guys, we are on to week 2 of online learning, I guess. So this is the activities for the week of March 30th through April 2nd. So for Monday, the first activity is to be working on capital U. U is our letter for the week. So the first thing that you could do would be to follow this link to watch our letter U song, and the students will be very familiar with it. They'll know how to sing along with it and interact with it. Then if you follow this link, it'll kind of just be like an online lesson of me showing the preschool students how to write lowercase u. And then in the video, it talks about how to actually practice U. And like I say in the video, your student might already be able to identify letter U, but it's really important to actually work on forming the letters the right way as well. Because if they get in a bad habit of forming a letter the wrong way, it's really hard to break that. And our goal is to have them forming the letters the right way. The next activity would be a number of items hunt. So you'll use the number cards for this activity. Choose a number card, have your child identify what number it is, and then have them bring you that many number of items. So like if you showed them the number 7 number card, they might go out and find 7 Legos and bring it back to you. And then you guys can count together to make sure that they found the right amount. The next activity is, I just called it flower and seed math. Me and Kinsley did this last week and it was kind of fun. I have a picture over here on the side. I'll zoom in just a second. So what you do is just take a piece of white paper and parents, you can draw a flower on the piece of paper. And on the flower somewhere, write a number. So on mine, I just wrote the number right in the middle. And then have your child identify what number that is. And then your child can draw that many seeds underneath the flower. After they get that done, they can also try to write that number beside the flower. So I will try to zoom in on this picture so we can see it a little better. Let's see here. So this one's pretty easy to see here. I drew like a little daisy. I wrote number 5 in the middle, and then Kinsley drew 5 seeds underneath it, and then she wrote the number 5, and then I just put a little star beside it. So pretty easy. Okay, so that is Monday's activities. Now on to Tuesday. So the first activity is called letter posters. So you'll just need a piece of white paper and maybe some markers. Parents, you can choose a letter for you or your child to write in the middle of the piece of paper. I would maybe start with U since that's our letter for this week. And then work with your child and see how many words you can generate for each letter. When you guys think of a word, parents, you can write the word on the poster and then the students can draw a picture of what that word is underneath the word. Try to come up with as many words as you can, and maybe, really try to have your student help you with that. After you have kind of been stumped on a letter, go on to another letter. Maybe you pick the letter that their name starts with, or a letter that maybe they're not as familiar with. The next activity is nature numbers. So the temperatures look pretty promising for this week. That can always change. So let's do some activities outside. So what you'll do, just choose a number and have your child write that number on the sidewalk. Then go out and see if you can find that many pieces of nature to match it. So it's kind of like the number of items hunt that you did inside the other day. You might find sticks or leaves or pieces of grass, or you might even find litter. And you can just lay it beside that number and see how many numbers you can do that for. The last activity for Tuesday would be to sort and count stuffed animals. I don't know how it is at your guys' house, but at our house, we have an abundance of stuffed animals. So have your child round up as many stuffed animals as they can find, and then have them find a way to sort the stuffed animals. And see, when you first say, let's sort them, if they can remember what sorting means. If they can't remember it, just remind them we're going to put things together that are the same. So maybe you make a pile of teddy bears and a pile of, dogs or whatever you guys have. Or maybe you sort them by size or by color, however you want to sort them. After you sorted them, you guys can talk about which pile had the most, which had the least, if there are any that were the same. So those are the activities for Tuesday. Now on to Wednesday. Oops, there we go. we're going to work on lowercase u. So you can follow this link to watch a letter U song. And they'll probably be very familiar with the format of this song because we do those same 2 videos for each letter in our classroom. And then you can follow this link, which is a little lesson on how to write lowercase u. It's going to be very similar to the video that I posted for Monday's activity. And then do a line of you helping them with you, and then a line of them writing lowercase u all on their own. And like I said, really important to try to help them form the letters the right way. Oh, darn it. And then the last activity for Wednesday, on to the second one. It's litter and animals discussion. So if you follow this link, you can watch a video of me reading a book called The Adventures of Gary and Harry. And at the end of that book, when I'm reading, I'm going to present some questions for your child. My way of doing it would be, after I ask a question, just pause the video, talk it over with your child, and then when you hit play again, I'll kind of give them an answer that I thought. There's 4 questions at the end of the video. Then the last activity for Wednesday is trash story problems. So if you follow this link right here, it's going to take you to a document of some simple story problems to work on with your child. And this video right here is just an example of the way I would do it with them at school. You're going to read chunks of the story and have them draw it out to actually have them solve the problem. So if you're not sure what I'm kind of meaning, if you just follow this link, I quickly do one for you. Then on to Thursday. The 3 activities for Thursday. The first one is shaving cream letters. If you guys don't have shaving cream, you could always make a century tray by just putting some salt or sugar on the tray. Or even going outside and writing it in the dirt would be the same. Or if you do have shaving cream, awesome, use that. So I would start by working on capital and lowercase u in the shaving cream. After they are consistent with forming them the right way, then move on to some more letters. You can get your letter cards out and just draw them from the pile. This is a good time to maybe work on some letters that they're not forming the right way. I know sometimes when we're working on them writing their names, sometimes they don't make the letters the right way. They look okay, but they're just not formed the right way. So this is a good time to actually work on getting them formed the right way. This little link right here is just a document that actually shows you how the letters should be formed. The next activity for Thursday is a litter monster discussion. I have to go into school to get my little litter monster poem. So I will be posting a link for this activity later in the week. It's going to kind of be like I did for the litter and trash. Or litter and animals. I'm going to read the poem to them and pose some questions to them that you guys can talk with your child at the end of the poem. And the last activity for Thursday is sorting and counting change. So I would just go grab a pile of change and you can ask your child, hey, do you notice anything different about these coins laying here on the table? And they might say, yeah, they're different colors or different sizes. And you can introduce them to the names of the coins, quarter, dime, nickel, penny. It's probably going to be too hard for them to grasp that they have different amounts, but you can sure talk with that too. And then have them sort them into piles. And then you guys can talk about which pile had the most, which had the least, how many were in each pile, things like that. And then just some other ideas for activities this week if you're looking for some. I ran across this the other day. Hy-Vee, it's called Hy-Vee Kids Fit. And every day Hy-Vee is posting a fun and easy kid workout. And I thought this was really cool since, we're missing out on PE in our classroom. I know the kids really like that. If you just follow this link, it'll take you right there to the daily videos and you can watch them and do them at home. Another activity you could do is talk about recycling toys. So I've done this at home with Kinsley. We talk about, we're pretty lucky here. We have lots of toys and some of them we don't play with. And a way to recycle toys is to donate them. So maybe have them go through some of their toys and maybe find a few that they would be fine with recycling or donating. And then also you could work on creating some easy Easter art. So this week in our classroom, we would be making some really cute Easter eggs to hang out in the hallway. I'm really sad that we're having to miss out on that. But I just ran across these 2 easy activities that you could do. This one ties in really great with our recycling unit since you would be using toilet paper rolls. And if you don't have paint at home, then maybe that one won't be as easy. But this one, just cutting out some colored pieces of paper, or, you know, have your child color some paper and cut out strips and then glue it on a white oval to form an egg and just put it on a little background. So I thought those would be really easy. And then just a reminder, our letter this week is letter U. The sound is And then here's our letters that we have learned, and here's our upcoming letters. Once again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I've gotten a little feedback. It sounds like hopefully we're on the right track here. But once again, any feedback, whether things that, hey, this is working out good, or hey, let's try to find a different way to do this. It's really greatly appreciated because, like I said, we're all in this together. So have a great week, and I'll see you in our daily videos.